All right, and welcome back to another episode of NBA Shorts. Again, we have our guy Jackson Law, who is pretty much on every one of these NBA Shorts. Make sure to follow him on Twitter along with myself. We'll be talking about the Brooklyn Nets. Jackson, are the Nets the title favorites this season?
I think they should be. I mean, they're playing phenomenally. I think they're starting to get it figured out. When it comes down to crunch time, like they have some bad losses this year. They don't have that great of a record when it comes to sub 500 teams. But with teams that are above 500, they have an insane record. I think they only have one loss this season to teams that are above 500 right now. And the teams that are above 500 are teams that you would say are in title contention. And they haven't even been fully healthy. I think there's been less than a handful of games where they have had Kyrie, Harden, and KD healthy. They're on a big win streak right now, and KD's been out. I think he's going on his sixth consecutive game missed. So when he finally gets back and this team gets into form after the All-Star break, which is when you see these mega teams really consolidate and start to make their run, it's going to be great basketball. And I don't see how they're not, even with LeBron and AD pretty much running it back from last season. I don't see how the Nets can't be the favorites.
Yeah, I don't think Kevin Durant is close to 100% healthy even when he was playing. I think he's going to take another step forward, and he's already been brilliant when he's played. Another thing I do want to bring up, James Harden has been like fitting in like a glue. This is a guy that I don't think we've ever seen before. He's passing more than ever, and his shot selection has been off the charts. Is it possible that Harden got a bad rap in Houston just because maybe he was the only guy there? And hey, he's got a Durant now and he's got a Kyrie now. So he's more willing to share the ball than he was before.
I think you're onto something because I can't remember the exact interview that he gave, but I'm pretty sure he did say in an interview that he did what he did in Houston because it was just him, and that Houston was relying on him to shoot the ball 30, 40 times a night to win. So that's why he played and did what he had to do. And it got him an MVP, and they made some deep playoff runs. And, if ifs and buts for candies and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas about Chris Paul getting hurt with, possibly beating the Warriors to go to the finals. But it is what it is. It didn't happen. And I don't blame him from being the go-to guy, having to put up all those shots, play 40 minutes a night in Houston. Now he gets to kick back and relax because he can take some possessions off because he's got Kevin Durant, who's the most elite scorer in the NBA. He's got Kyrie, who's still a top 5 point guard in the NBA, regardless of how you personally feel about him or where you think about it, where he's been and how injury prone he's been over his career. He's got pieces that are there, and he's got role players that'll help him too. So he just gets to sit back and relax a little bit, and all the focus isn't on him. And I think he's just having a blast. You can just tell from the way he walks around. He looks like he's 100 pounds less than what he was when he left Houston. He's a happier man.
Yeah, I think they have to be title favorites. They were title favorites the second they pulled off the Harden trade, in my opinion. I think maybe even before they pulled off the Harden trade. And one of the things I want to point to is I don't think this team's done getting better. The buyout market's going to come and the trade market's going to come. Someone like an Andre Drummond, where DeAndre Jordan doesn't have to play every minute at center, he could easily be on this team in a month or two. So I don't think this team's done getting better. And in my opinion, maybe they're not the best defensive team in the world. They could end up being one of the most deadly offensive teams, maybe in NBA history.
Yeah, they don't have to be. They just have to have an average defense. You don't need a top 10 defense to win with this team. If you're the 17th, 18th, 19th defense in the league, you could win a championship. And you want to talk about getting better. Next season, they're going to have one of their key pieces that they didn't have to give up, even though he's injured. It's Spencer Dinwiddie, who honestly was a killer coming off the bench for them these past few years. And now they're going to get him coming back. And you didn't have to give him up in any of the trades to get Harden, and you've still got Joe Harris. This team's incredible.
Are the Nets title favorites? Both Jackson and I say yes. Make sure to comment down below if you disagree or agree. And also subscribe on YouTube. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.